All right, Steph, thank you so much. Grief and solidarity last night in London, communities coming together to take a stand against Islamophobia.
I want to call for an immediate action, a national action summit on Islamophobia, where leaders come together to take immediate action on dismantling both violent forms of Islamophobia and systemic Islamophobia.
And calls for action as thousands attended a vigil for Salman of Seoul, Medea Salman, their daughter Yomna, and her grandmother Talat. The family killed on Sunday in what police say was a targeted hit and run, while their youngest, a 9-year-old boy, remains in hospital. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau saying there are no words. They can ease the grief of 3 generations murdered.
You should not have to face that hate in your communities, in your country. We can and we will act.
This tragedy, this brutal act of terrorism will never, ever be forgotten.
We will not cower in fear. We will wear our turbans, our hijabs with pride, because we are proud of who we are.
Powerful words here from a number of officials, leaders from all major political parties attending the vigil. I want to bring you to a live look at where this horrific act happened on Sunday. You can see the tributes continue to pour in. This memorial continues to grow, and we learn more about the family. Initially, the family had asked for privacy, but now we are learning more about them as of yesterday. So Medea Salman was working on her PhD at Western University. Salman of Seoul, a physiotherapist. Yomna, a grade 9 student. The London Area School Board says she will be deeply missed. Back here in Toronto, this is a live look at Queen's Park, and right across the province, flags will be at half-mast to honor a family taken too soon. Now, as we did yesterday, City News reporter Adrian Gabriel will be joining us live in London this morning. He'll be talking to us just after 7 o'clock, more about how the community is coping with this tragedy. But of course, we need to talk about what is next and actions that need to be taken. So again, that's coming up just after 7. Well, 2 former paramedics found guilty in the death of a Hamilton teenager 4 years ago. Stephen Snively and Christopher Marchant were charged with failing to provide the necessaries of life. It was back in December of 2017. Yosef Al-Hasnawi shot while outside a Hamilton mosque after he tried to stop 2 people from harassing an older man. Both paramedics believed he was embellishing and that his injuries were minor from a pellet gun. The 19-year-old was not rushed to hospital quickly enough and later died, the bullet piercing a major artery. In yesterday's ruling, the judge said they both consciously ignored their training. All right, after a long, isolating year, finally, residents in Ontario's long-term care homes can now enjoy some more outings and some much-needed close contact with loved ones. So the province says, thanks to high levels of vaccinations in long-term care homes, starting today, fully vaccinated residents can leave for day and overnight trips. Brief hugs, they are also allowed, regardless of resident or visitor vaccination status. If both resident and visitors are fully vaccinated, close physical contact like holding hands, that can happen. Yeah, definitely much needed. All right, we're going to turn our attention now to the border. So as cases drop, talks continue about possibly reopening that Canada-U.S. border, but it's not going to be for everyone. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau saying Canada will take steps to ease restrictions for fully vaccinated travelers, but he's not saying when those steps will be taken or what exactly that's going to look like. The border has been closed to non-essential traffic for well over a year now in an attempt to stop the spread of COVID-19. The current closure agreement, it expires on June 21st, so expect some more information to come in the following days. All right, Toronto's biggest landmark, jumping on the Habs bandwagon, celebrating the city's greatest hockey rival, and not everyone's happy with this one. Okay, devastating Game 7 loss for the Leafs at the hands of the Canadiens in the first round, and the CN Tower, there it is, lit up. Red, white, blue, celebrating Canada's only team still in the running for the Stanley Cup. A lot of fans With that defeat of the Leafs still fresh in their mind, not exactly thrilled that the Toronto landmark celebrated the city's 100-year rival. But it is a Canadian landmark, right? Right? Don't send the hate my way, please. Okay. 6:10 is your time right now. Coming up, calls for growing, for lawmakers to take action against an out-of-control real estate market. So the question being, will housing prices ever cool off? Let's hope so. Mike Eppel's going to break it all down for us up next.